In this video, we will study about the important modern Indian thinker D.D. Upadhyay, his philosophy, and most importantly, his concept of integral humanism. Let's begin by studying or knowing a little bit about the early life and education. Deen Dayal Upadhyay was an Indian politician and the leader of Bharatiya Jana Sangh, the predecessor of Bharatiya Janata Party. Bharatiya Jana Sangh was founded by Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Therefore, it can be said that the moral inspiration behind the coming of this party, Bharatiya Janata Party, can be attributed to D.D. Upadhyay's inspiration and his work. D.D. Upadhyay was born on the 25th September in the year 1916 in Mathura district, Uttar Pradesh. Both his parents died at a young age. As a result, he was brought up by his maternal aunt and uncle. He matriculated from the high school in Rajasthan and then joined the Sanatan Dharma College in Kanpur and graduated in Bachelor's of Arts. It was during this period he came in contact with Rashtriya Swamsevak Sangh via Baloji Mahashabdi. Later, he got enrolled into Masters in English Literature at St. John's College in Agra, but he never completed his master's degree. As we have just read that he came in contact with Rashtriya Swamsevak Sangh, that is the RSS, so RSS and its influence on him is very important. During the year 1939, he came in contact with RSS. He met even the founder of the RSS, that is K.B. Hegdewar, and participated in many shakhas. Shakhas and RSS go hand in hand. Shakha is a Sanskrit word which means a branch or a limb. So every shakha is a branch or a limb of the RSS. As per the Hindu theological school and Hindu philosophy, shakhas specialize in teaching Vedic texts. Along with teaching the Vedic texts, shakhas also incorporate into teaching the concept of the ideal way of life. The ideal way of life means the conduct of life or the behavior of life, for instance, the ideals, the morals one needs to cultivate in order to lead one's life. As a result, shakhas usually meet daily in the morning for about 1 to 2 hours in open public parks, grounds, and buildings. They are designed to help an individual develop a physical, mental, and spiritual outlook towards life based on the traditional Hindu practices. So, I will give you an example to help you understand better the functioning of the shakhas. The Swamsevaks, that is, the members of the shakhas, meet early in the morning, and the first thing that they do is they hoist the saffron flag. Then they perform a number of physical exercises, for example, Surya Namaskar and other yoga postures. They are also trained in fighting sticks and martial art. Then an intellectual session takes place which deals with a group discussion. Therefore, the goal or the objective is to develop a sense of confidence, awareness, intelligence amongst the Swamsevaks. So by the year 1942, D.D. Upadhyay joined the RSS as a full-time worker, or a full-time worker is also called a pracharak. After understanding the concept of RSS, its functionings, and the influence RSS had on D.D. Upadhyay's character, let us now understand and study D.D. Upadhyay as a writer. Upon becoming a lifelong member of RSS, he initiated some publications under his name. So there was a monthly publication called the Rashtra Dharma, there was a weekly publication called the Panchjanya, and a daily publication called the Swadesh. So basically, the entire goal behind these monthly, weekly, and daily publications were the objective of these was to spread the message of Hindutva and its ideology. He also wrote a drama on the life of Chandragupta Maurya. He even wrote the biography of Adi Shankaracharya, that is the guru of Advaita Vedanta, and he translated the Marathi biography of Hegdewar. Now coming to his philosophy, he devised the political philosophy called the integral humanism. Integral humanism basically advocates the simultaneous and integrated growth of body, mind, intellect, and the soul. The humanism hierarchy can be understood as there is first body, then the mind, then the intellect, and lastly the soul. The path which would lead to integral humanism can be reached via inculcating the following methods. So he names some of the methods, which are opposing capitalist individualism, opposing Marxist socialism, opposing communism, adopting Sarvodaya, which is the Gandhian concept, adopting Swadeshi outlook, again a Gandhian concept, adopting native cultural values, and lastly adopting Gram Swaraj, which is again a Gandhian concept. So, I'll give you an example that according to him, communism and capitalism are illegitimate concepts for they stimulate class conflict. So, it can be said that integral humanism is the synthesis of the individual with the collective, or it is the synthesis of the material with the spiritual, and in similar words, we can say that it is the synthesis of the mind with the body. It is important to note that D.D. Upadhyay was also wary of Western topics or concepts such as democracy, individualism, socialism, capitalism, communism, which we have already read. So, he believed that much cannot be achieved while simply relying on the Western concepts, so he grew wary of them. Let's understand this with an example. As you would know, post independent India was grappling with poverty, unemployment, malnutrition, sluggish economic growth. Also, there was just 7% literacy at the time of independence. So, D.D. Upadhyay believed that the attempt to use the Western concepts of good society into our Indian conditions is useless, rather futile attempt towards growth and development. According to him, the need of the hour was to rely upon our national cultural values in order to get rid of the westernization of India post independence. Therefore, the polity of nations should be deeply rooted in the political traditions of our ancient culture and not the Western world. So basically, copying the West was not an answer. Although, at the same time, it is important to note that he was not entirely against the concept of modern science and modern technology. He believed that there is no harm in adapting the modern ways so long they are there to serve and work as per the Indian requirements. The entire philosophy of integral humanism was explained in his lectures delivered at Pune in the year 1965. In short, it can be said that D.D. Upadhyay was highly influenced by Gandhian philosophy. For instance, we've just read that he was supportive or he advocated the concept of Sarvodaya, which is universal welfare or the upliftment of all. Similarly, he was also in favor of the concept of Swadeshi, which was again a Gandhian movement to fight against the alien rule. Swadeshi means self and Desh means country. And lastly, Gram Swaraj or village Swaraj. This concept was very fundamental to Gandhian philosophy. Gandhi believed in the concept of Swarajya, meaning self rule. So, self rule can only be attained when we give autonomy to our villages. Hence, he adopted the Gandhian principles to foster the importance of the native cultural values or the cultural natural values and not copy the West. So, after studying the concept of integral humanism in depth, we can draw a similarity and say that this concept comes really close to the concept of organicism. The concept of organicism was preached by Govalkar. As per the concept, there is a union, rather a synthesis between the universe and its parts. For example, us, the human beings. Therefore, this unity, this synthesis, or this union must be maintained and only strengthened. Now, let us remind ourselves of the concept of Advaita or non dualism, which is advocated by Shankara. So, the concept of Advaita or the philosophy of non dualism also talks about the synthesis between the universe and its parts, that is, the synthesis between the self and the Brahman. So, there is a concept of union, there is no distinction between the two, and one merges into the another. So, this very concept of Advaita or non dualism also influenced D.D. Upadhyay and also Govalkar into bringing up this concept of organicism and integral humanism. And we can draw this conclusion because, in the words of D.D. Upadhyay himself, he said that Advaita is the unifying principle of the universe. Question: the philosophy of D.D. Upadhyay is known as? The correct answer is integral humanism. Integral humanism is the philosophy of D.D. Upadhyay, which advocates that there is a simultaneous and integrated growth of body, mind, intellect, and the soul.